The answer to the question everybody wants to know. LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, man, this is very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
The city of Cleveland has been awarded the Republican National Convention for 2016. Okay, next. Because while this may seem big news to everybody else, in Cleveland it is a mere footnote for what the real concern is. Every man, woman, and child, dog, pet, makes no difference, sitting nervously, patiently, anxiously, awaiting word on the return of LeBron James. There's also talk about a quarterback who almost everyone believes will likely crash and burn faster than anything that might have been flaming on the Cuyahoga River. Welcome to MidPoint for this edition of Stick and Ball, Emmy Award-winning journalist, nightly sports anchor at CBS 19 in Cleveland, a good friend from years spent trying to get athletes to say something coherent in a post-game interview. Tony Zarrella joins us today. Tony, thanks for being with us.
It's great to talk to you. And by the way, the river hasn't caught on fire in at least 2 years.
I was going to say at least 2 years, so you're safe here. But is it not safe to say that, I mean, you get the Republican convention, big deal. People are going, no. It's got to be LeBron. He meets today with Pat Riley of the Miami Heat somewhere in a mysterious cavern in Las Vegas. How can these people in Cleveland think that LeBron would want to come back? Come on, Tony, really?
You know what? Up until about a week ago, I was with you on that. I didn't understand. And by the way, I didn't understand the desire to have him back. And I've been one of these guys. It's not because of the TV show 4 years ago. I know I'm old school. I'm not in favor of guys, going for the next quick fix, add water, stir, win a title. I mean, the Spurs just went 7 years until their most recent title. They didn't defect. Kobe hasn't defected, and they're trash right now out in L.A. I mean, the fact is, the great ones don't do that. It's not a good look. And I know he's from here, but he's never considered himself from Cleveland. He's made that apparent his entire life. He's putting on Yankee caps and standing on the Cowboy sidelines. My point being that nostalgia was never going to come into play for him, and I didn't understand why Cavs fans wouldn't want to just build a better team and kick his tail on the way to a title.
Is that not the bigger issue here, that people in Cleveland perhaps just need to move on at this point? The guy's been gone 4 years. As a matter of fact, the owners slammed him every which way but Sunday when he left and said, I personally guarantee we'll win a championship before LeBron James ever does, which, of course, he lost on big time here. But haven't the people just been told, because I know you also do radio there, just move on, folks? I mean, stop already.
It's a great point. There's so much at play here in the dynamic in a city like Cleveland, which I know you know what this town is like, and it's a very blue-collar town, and it's a diminishing economy and population. It has not been good in sports, obviously. It's been 50 years since they've celebrated a championship. That generation is dying off, the Jim Brown generation. That comes into play big time, because really what happened is over time as people softened, and LeBron admitted the mistake of at least handling it the way he did. What has happened is everyone's kind of started to swing a little bit, and you have a big faction of people who I just want to win. I just want to win. If that's what it takes to win, come back. The other element in this, Ed, is that it's like the girl that dumped you then wants you back, and you feel worthy again. No, it is though, right? I mean,
it is.
The minute he says, you know what, I got to go home. This was great in Miami. I did what I wanted to do, and now I want to go home. Now everybody in Cleveland's shoulders go up a little bit, right? And they don't sag anymore, and they feel better about their city, which if you stay here, no one moves here. But I mean, a lot of people stay.
Fair.
No, they don't, though. I mean,
no, they don't.
You live in a Mecca. You live in a Mecca down there. But and I love Cleveland. I moved here 8 years ago, and it's great. There's great people, but it's not a place. It's not a destination. So the minute he says, I'm coming home, I want to be there, everybody here feels better about themselves. That's a big part of this.
Isn't it fair to say, though, a lot of the people in Cleveland really want him to come back just so they can fire off Twitter shots, Facebook shots, YouTube shots, and everything as much as they can at the people of Miami, just to feel a little good about themselves?
Well, I do think they appreciate the fact that the Heat fans are starting to feel the sense of panic that people here felt. But, our good friend Jim Berry said something very interesting last night. And this was his take. I asked him how the Heat fans were going to handle this if LeBron comes back, and he said his sense was most fans here in Miami appreciate what LeBron did. They never really thought he loved Miami. He wanted to go down there and win a title or two. And then, mission accomplished, no hard feelings. Then that was not the feeling here, as you know, in 2010.
Right. All right, the second thing going on in Cleveland right now, Johnny Football, Johnny Manziel, rookie for the Cleveland Browns. He hasn't quite gotten that memo, it would seem, to stay out of trouble before you actually get your first snap in the NFL. I mean, come on. He's been photographed now partying with Justin Bieber, whom I promised one time we'd never mention on this show, but we have to simply because it's a news item here.
That was the low, yeah.
And he apparently is in some sort of a picture with money in his hand in a men's room somewhere, and people don't quite know exactly what's going on. He hasn't quite gotten that lesson. Isn't there honestly the feeling that although this guy was a huge deal in the NCAA, that he is really headed for a blow-up sooner or later? It's going to happen.
Well, on the heels of the last picture, and after which I tweeted that please tell me this is fake, having been down that road myself, unfortunately, obviously not a good look, and that would be a major problem. If that picture is not real, I've been able to live with a lot of stuff he's doing. I don't care if he's in Vegas on a swan. I don't care. The Bieber thing, just because I want to slap Bieber down, that bothered me a little bit. But yeah, I think there's a point here where you say, listen, this is fun, live it up. We get it, your lifestyle, but how about playing a little bit first?
How about playing? How about playing pro football first and actually being in training camp and doing something before you turn into a jerk?
I guess I knew what they were getting, and I actually wanted them to get Manziel during the draft, because I like everything about him, and I like the swagger, and I think that plays a little bit into how he plays on the field. But I think it's starting to get a little concerning. I agree with you.
All right, I got about 45 seconds left here. Is it not fair to say that the two things we've talked about here, LeBron James and Johnny Manziel, it's desperately needed by Cleveland? The people there just need something, sports success for the psyche, Tony. My God, what will happen if they lose LeBron and Manziel blows up? I can't even, the apoplectic just comes to mind.
Well, it would be life as always here. But I will tell you real quick, because I know we got to go. I think, what has happened here has been incredible in terms of putting Cleveland on the national map. I mean, ESPN obviously is going to have to build a bureau here if LeBron comes back, because they only talk about 2 stories. 3, when Josh Gordon gets suspended. So I think it's good to see any kind of attention on this sports town.
But they do need it, right? Come on, it'd be nice for the people.
Of course, these teams haven't been relevant. I mean, come on, man. We're lucky to get a Thursday night game.
Well, we're happy. Well, we're happy to report, of course, as you said, that the old joke is true. The river has not caught on fire, so everything is good at that point. And you do have the Republican convention. So you mentioned it. I mentioned it. But
well, listen. How about you talked about everybody being involved in this? Rubio tweeted right after we got the convention. Yeah, but you're not getting LeBron. So even he's involved.
Politicians always good at it. Tony Zarrella, CBS 19 in Cleveland. Good talking to you, buddy. We'll talk to you again real soon. Take care.
All right, thanks.
It is important to mention as well that, as I said, LeBron James is meeting with Pat Riley of the Miami Heat today. No decision has come out yet, and hopefully there will not be another ESPN decision show. Please. Coming up next, the conflict in the Middle East, Israel versus Hamas, and what the world is saying about it. It's next on MidPoint.